I can feel people distancing themselves from me for my stance, professionally and personally. And
so if you don't know who this girl is, who looks like a hot mess on camera, if you aren't familiar with the Abba Preach lore, this predates our popularity on YouTube. This was back in like, I'm gonna say 2017,
17, 18?
Yeah, it's around that time. We went back and forth with her because she was saying a bunch of goofy stuff. What was she saying?
Low key noble. That's from her.
No, before that.
She was. It's this is the sequel to this. It's when she tried to enter a party that she was not invited to, and then she still tried to force herself in,
yeah,
and they escort her ass out. And we was like, yo, what are you saying?
So
then after that, she
just
said,
backstory.
Yeah.
She is an actress on, I believe it's not Blackish. I think it's no,
it's not.
Issa Rae show.
Insecure.
Okay, my bad. I don't watch these shows enough.
What?
So she goes to one of the parties for the show, and the publicist for Issa Rae says, "Nah, Amanda, you can't come in." Amanda gets on Instagram. It turns to this big thing.
She turned it into a racial thing.
For the record, I am being denied entrance to the Black People's Emmy Party, and it's a white woman telling me I can't go in. I just want to put this on record that I'm literally being told you cannot get entrance into a party that Jesse Williams invited me to, that is the only Black event for the Emmy weekend, because a white woman is telling me I can't get in.
Yeah, because she said the white woman, Kiara, I remember that part too. She started losing it, and people were very divided. People felt some type of way. But what we were saying is like, sometimes it's not everybody else. Sometimes you're just difficult and people don't want you around.
Sometimes you're hard to deal with.
Sometimes it's not your skin, it's what's underneath. You understand? Now you might want to say it's your skin, but it's actually what's underneath.
Where'd you get that?
What?
Where'd you get that from? That saying.
I don't know. I came up with it.
That's a bar.
Okay, there you go.
You didn't press hard on it enough.
Hey, listen.
And sometimes it's not your skin. It's what's underneath. Yeah. You're just going to breeze that shit.
Yeah, we're going to breeze past.
My God, no.
This show's full of nuggets.
Oh, I understand.
We'll just drop it. She makes a big stinker, and we're like, nah, you the difficult one. Why are you acting like it's everybody else? And then she loses it, right? And everyone's divided.
I don't want this to be an easy interview. I'm ready to address whatever.
Well, first of all, are you still on Insecure?
What kind of dumbass question is that?
I'm just I remember that! I remember that!
Yeah, let's go back in the past. Because you know what? If you want to predict the future, sometimes you just got to look at history.
Just asking.
It is a dumbass
question.
I'm just asking.
Next question.
Well, who was the person that did not like
No,
it?
we're not doing that. But I'm ready to address whatever. What kind of dumbass question is that? No, we're not doing that.
I'm here to address everything. I want to address everything.
We're not doing that.
My girl, you...
I think I've gotten in my own way by being more honest than I needed to be in certain situations. This is not conceit or cockiness. This is somebody who has really sat here and looked at this. I think some people don't like me because I'm very light-skinned.
You know what this is like? This is like when you ask somebody like, what's your biggest faults? It's like instead of giving you a fault, they give themselves a compliment.
Oh, yeah. What's your biggest fault?
I'm too strong.
I'm too honest. I'm too honest. It's like...
I'm too wealthy. You know, like it's just something about I have too much money, so it makes people afraid to be around me. That's what it feels like.
That's not a fault.
That's not
a fault.
But here, listen.
Very light-skinned. I think some people don't like me because I'm a woman with a very strong point of view and an opinion. I think some people don't like me because I may reflect something that they desire.
That's a reason why some people might not like you. But why does nobody like you? Sorry.
I think some people don't like me for the reasons that they don't like themselves. And I know that there are reasons you don't like me that were handed down to you in some situations. By patriarchy, I mean by racism, I mean by classism, etc. You know, you don't like me because I can talk proper or something. You know, like if that's a source of ire for you, like I'm like mad that somebody put it in you. I think if we look at like the 100% of that, there's probably about 5% of those situations where like, yeah, I owe you an apology.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Fine. Yeah, I owe you money. Yeah.
That is good. I gotta give that one to you. I gotta give you that one to you.
I forgot about that.
Hey, nigga. Hey, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna front you. That shit was cold. That shit was cold. Hey, yo. Hey, preach. You was on one for that video.
Oh, I forgot about
Hey,
that
okay,
shit.
okay.
Oh my God.
Hey, yo, nigga. You need to carry change on you at all times. Even though this jacket ain't got no pockets for change, let's keep going. That was fire.
I've been bullied for being smart. I don't know how being unabashedly smart has become such a villainous thing. Literally, people think that me being a critical thinker is me being extra, me being too much. But there were a lot of people who used to say things like that about, you know, Stokely Carmichael, about Huey P., about Martin Luther King. Like, oh, they stirring up trouble.
Wow.
You gotta laugh at some of this now. Now you're watching it back, it's just like, oh yeah.
Wow. It's good.
I am fucking Sculder and Mully. I'm a crusader. Like, I'm the Green Beret. But I have become the patron saint for difficult women. In terms of, like, am I a terrible person? That's absolutely ridiculous and absurd.
I know people will watch this and they'll be like, okay, Amanda said, you know, these are the reasons, but what do you think you did to that young lady for her to feel that way towards you?
I have no idea.
Really?
I have no idea.
I was gonna say, did one of your co-hosts say something? I think it put something.
We're not even going to acknowledge that individual because he did that so that he could get acknowledged. No.
You can't be a disrespectful ass human being and expect people to want to hang out with you. It's quite simple. Sit it out. This is one of her co-workers on the show.
X. Because nobody wants to work with her, remember?
There we go.
Okay.
So, real quick, there's one more we got to pop in, okay? Because this one's really big.
Low-key Noble? No, we're not going to do that. Oh, yeah.
Why do you make it about that?
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
And in case you think we're biased and we just hate this girl, we actually made videos in her favor. You know, when she wanted to be independent and do things her own way, and she bet on herself. We're like, yo, we think it's dope.
I think she's a very talented person.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but
She's talented.
talented. Yes, not taking accountability is talent too.
That's not what I'm saying. You're putting two things together that are not what we're talking about. She is talented. It doesn't remove the fact that she doesn't take accountability. We can acknowledge the fact that that lady is talented.
At what?
I believe that she has talents for being a host, a talent for being an actress. The thing is that all the bad is overshadowing all the good.
Yo, do you guys know that she was part of Flowetry? And right after she joined, they ended their career. She was part of Flowetry. I'm not even joking.
She was?
Yeah.
And right after she joined the split?
Yeah. I mean, everything she's part of, she just destroys.
Really?
Y'all think I'm joking? That's not even a joke.
It's been a while then.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. The last one.
On the things that we should
remember Juicy Smollett?
Yeah.
Okay.
Low-key
When he
noble.
did, well, she was on the Real at the time. You know, the place for the real dumb views, and she had something to say about everything that he was doing.
Chicago politics is ruthless, okay? And I'm telling you, this is more about Kim Fox and that situation than Jussie. They're just using Jussie as a scare. Come on, y'all. It was no victims. They can't really prove it.
Thank you.
Everything was
Even if it
jumbled
was
up.
a hoax, this is really happening all the time. And even if it was a hoax for the sake of bringing attention to this, then I'm like, that's low-key noble. Like, I'm at my wit's end about us centering situations like this and wanting to make people have to pay.
Her face was great.
You know, she said him faking a whole ass hate crime where she pretended that a bunch of dudes with hoods,
That watch
put
power.
a noose around his neck and threw bleach on him, right? The most ridiculous hate crime that nobody ever believed.
While he was about to go get some
And
Subway at 11 at night.
Yeah, and it turned out to be two Nigerian dark-skinned dudes who did it instead because he paid them. Like, and she said that shit's noble. Like, this broad is so goofy. She's been goofy her whole career, and she hasn't really had anybody check her in a way that made her actually acknowledge her own faults. Instead, she just brushes everything off as like, I'm too smart, I'm too intelligent. Much like Martin Luther King, I'm being prosecuted for my smart after being blacklisted through all the Hollywood, and now she can't even get an agent. Let's hear what she has to say about her situation.
She get an agent?
Supposedly.
I'm being very emotionally indulgent right now just because I live by myself. So these are the feelings I have, and there's no one here to share it with except for so y'all are hearing it. But
Damn, 43 and you can't get a man to listen to your problems? Tough life. But it's still everybody else. Let's keep going.
I already got blacklisted this year from certain venues because I stood up for myself professionally when I was being what's the word? Scammed. I genuinely am unsure what is coming next. You're just like, am I gonna have agents? And what's the other side of this look like? It's very disconcerting. Very, very concerning. Ethically, morally, economically,
Spiritually. Don't forget spiritually. Because it's about what's under the skin.
We have an election. I mean, it's just a lot to process.
I've been seeing this girl's videos pop up on my timeline for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And the only running theme that it is in this whole thing is everyone's out to get me.
Yes.
Now, the only two people who say this are people who avoid accountability or people who are schizophrenic. Now, which one is she? Because not everybody can be out to get you. All the industry's trying to blacklist you, but why? You've been kicked off you've been given so many chances. She gets on the reel. What happens? Within a year, she's off the reel. Why? Because it's too difficult.
I remember.
She's on Insecure. The whole cast hates her, even though most of them get along. Why? Because they scammers and they don't got no real values and blah, blah, blah. It's like, how is it that those black women have no issues like working in that sphere, but you always do? You move to other spaces, people constantly say you difficult. People do interviews with you, you always losing it. It's like, at which point is it not just you and not everybody else? Maybe you're not meant to be part of society. Maybe you're supposed to just live off an island and be difficult by yourself. Maybe, I don't know. But when I see these people struggle, with their friendships, relationships, work relationships, it's just like, how much more evidence do you need to realize, bitch, you just crazy. You got problems.
I'm not going to say crazy, but the common denominator is definitely you. Crazy is, we throw that shit around really quickly. But,
wait, what's the definition of insanity?
I understand, but sometimes the common denominator is you. So you have to. Sometimes you have to look within, and maybe this alone time and makes you reflect on the ways you've been acting or which you decipher as even there. It doesn't says accountability at all, but every time there is a reason. There's a reason, and then I could look back at some situation where I feel I was right, and I can always find a way that I could, maybe I could have dealt with that shit better. There's a way I could still feel I'm right, but you contributing to that, it takes two to tango. How could you make the situation better? No, because I am the way I am, and I am the way I am, and I'm asserting myself. How could you change? How could you went through this thing a different way? If we would give you the chance to walk this path, would you take the same steps? It cannot always be the people out there to get what have you contributed into that situation? Because it's not like you walked in the situation, the opportunity, and you stayed and did nothing. You took some actions. You spoke to some people. You spoke to some people some kind of way. The way you said certain things as well. I'm the first one that's going to look at myself and be like, yeah, maybe I should have said something like a different way. I got a very abrupt way to address people sometimes. And it can come off as I'm being short or anything like that. But you have to be like, nah, you know what? Yeah, no. I'm not tripping. But I can see how people might think I am. Sometimes while you look at someone or you're talking to someone, you don't see your face. You don't see what your face look like. You might look, all those things you can retrospect and just look at yourself and look with it and all of that. But you know what? There's only one person that can do this. There's only one person that can do this.
Hey, listen.
It's you.
In her defense, she's been an actress since she was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Talent.
We can agree to disagree. I've seen her acting and she's not good. But we can agree to disagree because there's plenty of people who get opportunities from a young age and are dog shit.
Sure.
So just saying. But her singing's pretty good. I'll say that. So she's been growing up in this weird bubble, and so that's why probably her development's all fucked up because most of these kids who grow up child stars don't come out to be half normal people. It must fuck with your development in your ability to associate with people when you are that well known or making that kind of money or on the screen from a young age. There's a certain probably level of narcissism that's probably heightened as a result of being in that spotlight all the time. So maybe she's a victim of her own circumstances. The same way everyone who hates on her is maybe a victim of, patriarchy or whites. Maybe she's a victim of the Hollywood industry. Who knows?
We'll never know.
We'll never know. You got any change you want to throw?
No, I carry bills now. Here, sorry.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Still got to I just wanted to cover this video, circle back. Yeah, you know what? The show ended, right?
Yes.
When they did a finale, she got mad because she wasn't in it.
Why would she be in there? She stormed out.
She was on for a year.
Listen. If I invite you to my house and you storm out, whamming the door, don't expect an invitation for Christmas, bitch. Fuck you mean?
I couldn't believe it. I'm like,
you slapped the door. You slammed the door on your way out,
bitch.
Chucking everybody out. Now you want to be invited for a turkey dinner? Turkey dinner, chicken.
Everything about this girl is just this old
broadcasting. Stop.
That's it. That's all I think about.
More power to you, my girl, but I hope you realize it's not everybody.
So are we just taking a victory lap? Absolutely.
No, I'm not. You can run. I'm out of breath already. Jesus Christ. No. This.
Hey, don't gotta tell me twice. Move, nigga. So I can take my lap and push it.
Take your lap, shit.
Yeah. We gonna do it.
My girl, sometimes you're gonna have to realize that it's not just everybody. It's you. I hope this time makes you self-reflect. All right.
You don't know.
I know it won't.
It won't.
It won't. But
you're too far gone. You're 42. You haven't learned the lesson. I doubt you're gonna learn it now. But hopefully other people can learn from your behavior. Good luck. Goodbye. And we're glad that you're becoming more and more.
What?
Is there anything positive you want to say?
I said I hope for the best.
Okay.
I wish you the best.